We have a question.
Question in the chat.
Okay, Michael Bay has a question. All right, Mike. You're unmuted, Mike.
Okay, good show. On your chart, you had 4 challenges, and the last challenge was big business. I want you to re-explain that, please.
Okay. Big business. Big business is things that pull you in every month. You have, every month of the year, that's something that you're spending your money on. And, it makes you feel less than when you can't be a part of that. So, that's all the holidays that you have. It's a holiday every year that you're pretty much drawn to spend your money on, because the kids, they don't want to be left out. Your sweetie pie doesn't want to be left out. You have birthdays, holidays, all of that are things that, you have to decide, like, is this, is me spending money on these holidays more important than, taking that money, putting it aside, investing it, and ensuring my future lifestyle. You come to a point you have to make that decision for you and your family.
Gotcha. Got one more question. How do you go about convincing people that get their money in cash that it's beneficial to file taxes in the first place, like hairstylists, barbers, taxi drivers, stuff like that? What do you tell them?
Well, what I tell people is that, it's about having your write-off so that you can, pay less in taxes. If you're making a certain amount a year and you don't have any write-offs, then you're going to pay more taxes. That's just simple and plain. Also, that's if you pay less taxes by keeping good records and keeping your write-off, then you're going to have more money to invest, and you can retire when you want to. So that's what I share with people.
I mean, more like, for instance, some of our people have a concept that if they're getting their, I'm gonna use the barber for instance. The barber is going to shop every day, and he may get $100, $200 a day, and he pays for his booth rental, and that's his only expense. But he may not be mature enough to realize that if he paid taxes and he had a business, he would have more than his cash, as opposed to not filing taxes at all. How do you explain the relevance and the benefit of filing taxes to people like that?
Well, I may go to my mentor for this one, because all I can do is share the information. All I can do is, let them know that, by keeping track of their expenses, how they'll be able to have, be taxed less and have that extra money for investing. You really can't convince anyone of anything. All you can do is be a messenger. It may not be their time to, put things in, perspective for themselves. You may just be the first person that's planting the seed, and someone else comes along and water it. We, all we can do is, give them the message and, give them the knowledge, and they have to want that for themselves. They have to realize those things for themselves. But maybe Coach has a different answer than I have. You think you can elaborate on that? Help me out.
Yeah. I think what happens is, at the end of the day, the IRS is so vast and so big that you can get away with that, not paying taxes and not filing a tax return, but for so long. And for some it's 5 years, from some it's 25 years. But what happens is if they were to ever get audited, and it shows that they've been a licensed barber, and basically not filing a tax return on their cash business, that could really, cause problems for them down the road. So for instance, if it turns out someone got picked up or found themselves on the IRS radar and they hadn't filed a tax return in the last 15 years, the IRS is going to give them a couple years to rectify that. And if they don't, then the IRS has the ability to start wreaking havoc in your life. So I think from that perspective, they're just basically taking a gamble. So, and as with anybody who's gambling, you can't really sway them one way or another. If you're a gambler, then you just think, only thing you think about is winning. You never really think about your losses. Well, that could potentially hurt a person for years to come if they were to find out they all of a sudden owe Uncle Sam $50,000, right? And then Uncle Sam has a lien on everything they own. Uncle Sam has, since they're in a cash business, there's no way to garnish anything, but they have the ability to really screw up your life. Even from a barber's perspective, they have an ability to have your license revoked. And I know some people will say, well, even if they revoke my license, I'm just going to cut her out of my house and, all kind of things like that. But if someone is going through those links and don't see that what they're doing is a criminal act, that's not somebody I would be trying to convince to do the right thing, other than a few words of encouragement. I hope that answers your question, Michael. It's really them taking their own life in their own hand, and they're taking a gamble. But you can explain to them some of the benefits, the tax benefits, the deductions for legitimizing that business, taking the write-off, because even if they show a loss each and every year, they won't pay taxes that way either. So, it just kind of depends on probably my relationship. If they're closely related, I probably encourage them a little bit stronger. If they're not so closely related and they are comfortable with that criminal act, because that's basically what it amounts to a degree. And you and I have talked about this a little bit offline, but from that standpoint, that's kind of what the approach that I would take, showing on two sides of the coin. One, the benefits when you legitimize your business and you take advantage of all the tax deductions available for business owners, you can really start building wealth. The other side is what happens if you start blowing up as a barber and you open your second, your third shop, and then all of a sudden you get hit with this big tax bill. That could cause some problems in the future. Or what if you get hit with this big tax bill right as you start making preparation to open your own shop, or something of that nature? So two sides of the coin, one's negative, one's positive. I would share with them a little bit of both, and hopefully they could see the benefit of actually filing their tax return and legitimizing their business in that regard.
Okay. Yeah, that pretty much answers my question, because in my mind, yeah, they're painting themselves in a corner very soon. But how that manifested, what the environment looks like as they paint themselves in the corner, I was completely oblivious to, because I've never known anybody personally that IRS starts whacking upside the head. But I know it certainly happens.
Right, exactly. And that's just kind of where we are and where they are. And if they make that decision, like I said, sharing with them both sides of the coin, and hopefully they can make an educated decision based on the pros and cons of that. Because, at the end of the day, you could see yourself as robbing Uncle Sam of his tax dollars, but the way I see it is you're robbing yourself of your future income, your future earnings, your future potential. If Uncle Sam has to, jump down in your pocket and start levying liens and revoking your license and all that foolishness. To me, it's not worth it. Now, to each his own. Somebody might say, hey, I'll run for 15 years, and then if I have to get hit with a big fine down the road, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Some people live their life like that, and that's okay. But I'm a family man. I got 5 sons. I'm not trying to do anything that's going to cause me to jeopardize their lives down the road. So that's why I keep it positive.
Okay. Mo? Where'd she go?
Yes, I'm here, Michael.
Yeah.
I got another question for you, Mo.
Question answered. Did we do a good job for you?
Yeah, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Does my econ extend to territories that the United States takes care of, like Puerto Rico?
I can answer that, and so could the young lady at the bottom left. Sky Davis is actually in Puerto Rico.
How about that?
Yes, yes. All U.S. territories. The thing about that, though, is the tax code is a little bit different in some of those territories. So some of them may not be able to take advantage of the strategy as it relates to the W-4. However, they can still build a business and take advantage of business income, and then we can still teach them the investment training on how to and how investments work so they can start building that long-term retirement future. But yes, the U.S. territories are fair game because those folks are on the Social Security number system. Anybody who's got a Social Security number issued by the states can become a partner with MyEcon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mo?
Okay. Do you have any more questions? Have any more questions?
Cool. So guys, I've got to jump off. I've got another meeting that's getting ready to kick off here in a few minutes. But it was a pleasure, Mo. You guys did a great job. I love seeing the ladies come out and do their thing and take control of your own business, because that's what this is all about. And we're going to keep promoting the Friday night income shifting training and webinar. And UNCC are doing a wonderful job. So hats off to you. And I loved your presentation tonight, as well as CC. I already hit her up in the chat that she did a good job on her portion as well. So next up, maybe we'll get Michael on to help us co-host one of these things, see how that's going to go.
Michael.
All right, but I got to jump off, guys. So I will see you guys later.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and end this session for the evening. Thank you guys so much for being on with us. We're going to do this every Friday night, so feel free to invite people, and also you guys can be a part. I will also include you guys in part of the presentation. Just let me know what part you'd like to do. Okay. Good night. I'm going to go ahead and stop our recording.